Hey, what's going on, crypto people? MicroStrategy made headlines buying Bitcoin. But today, a Nasdaq company just filed to buy 9 figures of XRP and stake it on Flare Networks for yield. This could rewrite the corporate treasury playbook. Let's break down how the loop works and what it means for our bags. We're going to get into it. Good morning. Happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you today. Holy moly. We got pictures and videos of the actual signing of the agreement, this definitive agreement between Vivo Power, the company listed on the Nasdaq, and Flare Networks. They're going to take that XRP and stake it or figure out some kind of yield, DeFi yield on Flare Networks. This is cray news. My guy Pookie Pookie shared it with me. I think Rafi might have shared it with me as well. I appreciate you guys sharing that. Let me make sure this chat and this live stream metrics are up to date. It had a bunch of zeros there. That's never a great look. Appreciate you guys checking in. Again, happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you. This is big time news. This is big time news. I mean, what's going on with the market? Don't really matter. Is Bitcoin still above 109K, 109,000? I don't know. But this is some really big news. Dennis Newman's checked in. What's going on? He says, hello, CJ. Just switched my Caspa for Flare. How about that? How about that? I hope you got those big time gains from Casper from the beginning. That was a big run. Rick Sesnivis is in the building. What's going on, bro? CJ, remember I said to buy, oh, F to buy for Flare to buy and Flare Vivo. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I do remember you saying that, bro. Good morning. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. Holy mo, this is really big news. I can't wait to get into it. Share some stuff that I learned today in my back and forth with ChatGPT as well. But think about that. I'm going to go over the X stuff, then I'm going to go over my conversation with ChatGPT. Then I'm going to go over the blog from Flare. I think I'll do it in that order. But yeah, how cool is that, Rick, to see them that live shaking the hands, the live signing of the contracts. That was pretty cool to see that stuff, right? That was really cool to see that. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button on the way in. That would be really awesome if you can do that. We'd always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the streams. What's going on, Thillionaire H? How are you, my friend? So that's big time news. Think about that. You know, think about that. Decided to do Flare Networks for the DeFi for this $100 million worth of XRP. All right, so let me share. Let me get this pulled up right or correctly, and then we'll go over some stuff. All right, there it is. Let me share because that is fair. Share the news. All right, so this thread is from Flare Networks. Nasdaq listed Vivo Power is deploying $100 million in XRP on Flare Networks. Ripple and XRP Ledger built the enterprise grade foundation. Ripple and XRP Ledger built the enterprise grade foundation. Flare now adds the DeFi layer. F assets, Firelight, and compliant yield. Earn yield, more XRP treasury, redeploy. Earn the yield, add more XRP to the treasury, redeploy. Institutional XRP hits DeFi. Let me see here if I can get, let me go to this here. That's from Flare. Let's go here. There's a flywheel. There's like a loop. There's a loop to this strategy. And Bitcoin doesn't have the yield element to it. Just saying. There's the handshake agreement. Vivo Power put this out. We're happy to announce that Vivo Power, VVPR on the Nasdaq. If you're interested in your brokerage thing, I just exited my coins this morning that order filled. has signed a definitive partnership agreement with Flare Networks, led by CEO Hugo Filion at Apex 2025. Has signed a definitive partnership agreement. Here's like the audio. We'll try to see if we can get you guys to hear it all. But here's Hugo announcing this from the stage. In XRP from institutional generation. Thrilled to announce VVPR has officially committed to deploying $100 million of XRP to work on Flare Networks to earn yield. That is a freaking really, really big deal. Ray Fuentes put its a little post out about it as well, breaking. Hugo Filion just dropped some fire on the node stage at Apex, XRPL Apex, announcing Firelight, a new service enabling XRPL staking with yield generation. This is most likely one of the things that $100 million is going to be deployed to do. Massive moment for the XRPL ecosystem. The future of DeFi on XRP just got real. So again, someone else putting it out here, Blockster, and I'll go over that quote. That quote from Kevin Chen is important. It's no longer enough to simply hold XRP. Death grip on them Ledger Nanos. The duty to our shareholders is to make it productive. This is from Kevin Chen of VVPR. I'm just saying. And there's the picture. That's a video, actually. That's a video of them signing it. All right, let me start it from the beginning. Adam Trademan to off to all right, let me see. All right, let me make this bigger so you guys can get a bigger view of this. Hold on. Big deal, my friends. Big deal, in my view. That is a big deal. So that is absolutely massive, massive news. Let me find my chat GPT thing. And while I'm waiting, while I find looking for that, I'll welcome some new people into the stream. Appreciate you guys being here. What's going on, Cali Cat? How are you? Rick says no, says huge news for Flare. It is, right? Institutional. What's going on, Pookie? Pookie. I told you I would do a live stream. I was on my way to the gym, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go live here for sure. Appreciate you guys checking in. Rick Cisneros says, I saw this in my mind before it happens. It is going to happen to Hidden Roads too. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing what Hidden Roads, how Ripple's going to navigate that with Hidden Roads as well. But it just only makes sense, right? So let me find my yeah, I got that. I got the chat GPT thing up, I'm pretty sure. That's not what I want. I want this. This. All right, let me share this here. We'll have a little share my back and forth a little bit here with you guys with ChatGPT. Just some, what I just I went over the blog post from Flare Networks. So my take says ChatGPT on the new VVR Power News, VVPR, Vivo Power News. Just Vivo Power just became the first Nasdaq issuer to frame an XRP and Flare dual treasury model. It will convert up to 120 million in XRP then restake the coins on Flare via F assets for validator and AMM yield. Why it matters, for XRP holders, why XRP holders should care, and why FLR holders should care. The angle is treasury demand. Why XRP holders should care? Nine-figure buy adds spot demand and takes XRP off the market. Why FLR holders should care? Adds a deep pocket validator to Flare's TVL. Institutional legitimacy. A listed company is treating XRP like a digital cash reserve. Same firm is also validating and farming on Flare, which increases the fee burns in FLR. The flywheel angle. VVPR can recycle Flare yield to buy more XRP. Reflexive loop. Why does that matter to FLR holders? Corporate staking proofs equal a template for more treasuries to more F asset minting. The narrative is obviously the same, right? MicroStrategy for XRP headlines, and for FLR holders, first public company openly monetizing F asset yield. The bottom line, one announcement pulls both communities into the same reflexive treasury story. Bigger audit trail, bigger liquidity, and fresh eyeballs on XRPL and Flare. And what I thought, my initial thought is Vivo Power is now going to attract both XRP holders to stock, both XRP holders and FLR holders. In my view, my opinion, we'll see. Here's the write-up and the blog post, if you will, from Flare Networks. Vivo Power and Flare launched definitive strategic partnership to deploy 100 million in XRP for institutional yield. Now, it's just kind of the summaries here, but I'm going to go over some of the blog as well. It says, marks the first major execution of Vivo Power's new corporate strategy and significant validation of the XRP ecosystem's utility for institutional treasury management. Vivo Power is building a virtuous cycle, generating yield and using it to systematically increase its core XRP position, creating a perpetually compounding engine for shareholder value. This is what Joseph Lubin talked about they want to be doing for Ethereum with SPEC. Same thing, right? Vivo Power's strategic transformation to an XRP-centric treasury is supported by a consortium of global shareholders, including His Royal Highness Prince, the prince there of Saudi Arabia, reflecting a deep conviction in the long-term institutional role of the XRP asset. Flare Networks is a $1.9 billion coin market cap enterprise backed by Ripple Labs. All right, so there it is. They're a public VVPR or Vivo Power, a publicly traded company focused on an XRP-centric treasury strategy. Today announced the launch of a definitive partnership with Flare to generate yield on its digital assets. The agreement initiates the deployment of Vivo Power's XRP holdings through a scalable framework, beginning with a benchmark initial phase of $100 million. This marks the first major execution of Vivo Power's new corporate strategy and a significant validation of the XRP ecosystem's utility for institutional treasury management. Now, some people have already made, that 30 cents to 60 cents to $8 run. They already made, if they know what they're doing, they already made their money back, right? This definitive agreement marks a pivotal moment for institutional adoption within the rapidly expanding Flare ecosystem. The network has already demonstrated significant traction in the retail sector through partners like Uphold, a global digital asset platform serving over 10 million users with approximately $7 billion in assets under reserve. VivoPower's commitment now represents the crucial institutional validation of the ecosystem. Now, remember this, I don't know where this lines up in terms of Hugo saying that they already had the XRP5 foundation in place. I don't know if this was one of it or not. I'm not sure. VivoPower's commitment now represents the crucial institutional validation of the ecosystem, establishing the first major treasury management use case on the network. This partnership delivers the first institutional scale of Flair's F assets system, establishing it as the essential programmable utility layer for the XRP ecosystem. The strategy is designed to be regenerative. VivoPower will generate yield via protocols on Flare, protocols plural, such as Firelight, and reinvest that income directly back into its core XRP holdings, creating a perpetually compounding and capital efficient treasury. This is really massive for XRP holders, for sure. Kevin Chen, executive chairman and CEO of VivoPower, said in a quote, "It's no longer enough to simply hold XRP. The duty to our shareholders is to make it productive." This landmark partnership with Flare does precisely that. It puts our treasury to work. We are building a virtuous cycle, generating yield and using it to systematically increase our core XRP position, creating a perpetually compounding engine for shareholder value. Adopting Ripple's RLUSD is a cornerstone of the strategy, providing the stability and compliance this next generation treasury demands. So they're going to be holding RLUSD as well. Hugo, the co-founder of Flare, said, while the XRP ledger is the proven standard for settlement, a new layer of utility is required to unlock the full potential of digital assets. We engineered Flare as the blockchain for data to be that layer, with enshrined protocols to securely access information from other chains and the real world. Our F asset system is a direct application of that core technology. It is more than just a bridge. It's a gateway that allows institutions to bring assets like XRP into programmable DeFi environments to generate yield, all while retaining their fundamental security. What VivoPower is pioneering today is an open invitation for all institutions to build on this new utility layer. Very, very nice. The standard for institutional DeFi partnerships. Very, very cool. Let me go back here to the comments here. What's going on, Miguel Castillo? How are you, my friend? What's going on, bro? Miguel says, hi. The issue is that people are missing. The issue is that people are missing is that Flare offers stacking in a decentralized manner. That's going to be big for the institution, or staking. It's going to be staking, offers staking in a decentralized manner. Yeah, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It is a really big deal. That's a great point, Miguel. Let me get back to some of this article here. The standard for XRP5, the standard for institutional grade digital finance. This partnership pioneers the XRP5 standard, a necessary evolution of DeFi engineered specifically for the demands of institutional treasury management. The model is designed by its focus on three core principles: sustainably generated yield, unwavering regulatory clarity, and asset-backed security. Such a standard can only be built upon the unique strengths of the XRPL, the unique strengths of the XRP asset, and the proven history of its underlying ledger, the XRPL. For over a decade, the XRPL, launched by Ripple in 2012, has been tested and trusted as the backbone for enterprise-grade finance, making it the only logical foundation for the next generation of tokenized real-world assets. VVPR's selection of XRP as its core reserve asset was a strategic decision predicated on its unique standing in the market. Among digital assets, XRP offers a level of regulatory clarity and proven efficiency that is essential for a public company's treasury. The established track record, combined with its architecture's suitability for tokenized real-world assets, makes it the clear choice for a forward-looking financial strategy. To cement this ecosystem-first approach, VVPR will hold Ripple's forthcoming RLUSD stablecoin as its primary cash equivalent reserve, ensuring stability and compliance across its entire digital treasury. FLR, the institutional-grade bridge for XRP utility. VVPR's selection of FLR was the result of a rigorous evaluation of its technology, which serves as a secure institutional-grade bridge for XRP to the DeFi ecosystem. Central to this is FLR's F-Asset system, a non-custodial, Miguel, a non-custodial protocol that enables XRP to be used in smart contract application while preserving its native security model. FLR's broader ecosystem demonstrates significant readiness for institutional activity. Protocols essential to the strategy, such as the yield-generating Firelight protocol, are in place. It's in place. The network's ability to attract substantial liquidity has been recently demonstrated by the launch of the US dollar tether zero stablecoin, which drove over $90 million in new total value locked. This robust infrastructure validates FLR's role not as a replacement for the XRPL, but as a complementary programmable utility layer built to extend XRP's reach into compliant yield generating finance. There it is right there, fam. There it is right there. Let me see something. Check something going on. So that is the news right there, fam. And that is big. Appreciate you guys hitting the like button. That is awesome. Awesome to see. Appreciate you guys doing that. And by the way, if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. Let me see something here. I don't know. Certainly not financial advice. Certainly not that at all. But yeah, I just feel like VVPR, its strategy, that's pretty good. 622 is it's going to catch on. It's going to catch on. And I just don't see how those two communities, if they're paying attention to what happened with MicroStrategy, if they're paying attention to what happened with those companies like Soul Strategies, what is it, DPDV, I think, like the Solana Treasury corporates. I think there's 2 or 3 of those Solana corporates, right? So you got 71 Bitcoins, you got 3 Solanas, and I think 2 or 3 XRPs. But you got the validator play with Solana, and they're definitely picking up this validator plays. No, Bitcoin, no yield. XRP is going to have a yield mechanism to it that I think is going to be important. So it's going to have a yield mechanism to VVPR. You understand? And I showed in the live stream yesterday how the MSTRs and the DFDV, I believe it is, and the VVPRs, how the corporate's stock is outperforming the underlying asset. Uh, Did you see that? Um, I'm trying to see. It's not giving me. I'm trying to buy it while I'm on here with you guys. How many can I buy? Can I see? Let's do 100. 10 is 60. Um, was it 40? I think it's 40. 40 times 6 is what? 240. Let's try that. All right, let me do this. Change this limit. 248. All right. So let's go here. See if that works. Yeah, I just did a market order. Market order. Give me some of that Vivo power. Flare price up 5%. Really? uh Rick says no, says CJ, I predict in the future this chain abstraction on Flare is going to move stocks. F Apple, F Meta, F Amazon. Yep. People don't forget the like button, says Miguel. There you go, guys. Hit that like button. That'd be awesome. Like, listen to Miguel. Listen to Miguel. Hit that like button. Rafi says, hey, CJ, did you see Brad say he would buy ATM meme on the XRPL and the price went up 500 bucks? I mean, 500%? Really? 500%, huh? Interesting. What is ATM? A meme on the XRPL, huh? So, yeah. So I share with you guys, let me find it on ChatGPT with, again, these corporate treasuries and how they're outperforming the underlying assets. Let me share that again. You got to find it here. So I can share with you guys. That's not it. Hold on 1 second. Give me a few. I should have copied it into a Google Doc so I could have it instead of having to scroll through my previous. Man, I didn't realize I did so much. Okay, hold on. I didn't listen to ChatGPT there. I just went all in. There it is there. Goodness, forgive me, it took so long. Uh, 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 the numbers. Let me share that again. And again, certainly not financial advice, just kind of sharing how I'm thinking and what I'm doing. Um, I asked the question, can you confirm that in the last 6 to 12 months that the treasury companies or corporates have actually outperformed the crypto asset? If so, what does that tell you? It says yes, over the last two market cycles, the treasury stock proxies have generally outperformed the coins that they are hoarding. So it shows the MSTR stock 563% versus Bitcoin's 260% rate increase, 2.1x the underlying. DFDV is 439%, where Solana, the token itself, which is their asset, is 2.1x as well, 210%. And VVPR and XRP right now, 428% up. That's 6 to 12 months. That's probably 6 months. And XRP 245%. So 1.7 x there. So, and I said it was 12 months. Right? So price window June 2024. So last 12 months. So that's just kind of how I'm thinking, how I'm looking at things. I think again, this is going to be really, really good for XRP holders, really, really good for FO. It's for both holders will do well with Vivo Power and what it's looking to do. I'm not telling anyone to go out and buy the stock. I'm saying that I think this is certainly it's a crypto play. I think the DFDV is a crypto play, and I think MSTR is a crypto play. It's exposure to Bitcoin, exposure to Solana, and now exposure to XRP. It's a different exposure, but it is still an exposure. David Altcoin is in the building. What's going on, bro? The yield puzzle is evolving. Yeah. So again, um, I think the institutions, I don't know, are going to be very, very attracted to a yield generating mechanism. They already want exposure to XRP. They probably can't hold it. Most of them can't hold it. They want exposure. They've seen the success of MSTR. They've seen the success of DFDV. With Solana, I don't know. Feels like it just kind of makes sense that XRP would be the next one with the strategy. Will it go from one micro strategy to 71 companies? Will Solana end up with 70 companies doing the Solana thing? I don't think so. Will XRP end up with 71 companies? I don't think so. But it's going to be more than just one. You know, it'll be more than just one. And so that's kind of how I'm playing the VVPR deal. Not much money, just a few $100. Um, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that out loud. Um, and I see an MSTR price as high as 548 bucks. I think it's $359 now. I'm just looking at the numbers and seeing what's possible. But yeah, this is such good news for FLR holders and XRP holders. Again, once they execute on getting that XRP, that purchase, that they're putting RLUSD in the treasury as well. I like the Kevin Chen guy. I'm not sold on this Adam dude. I don't know. I don't know. It's not like I don't like. It's just I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know him, but we'll see how that goes. He's like the CEO, I think, or is he the chairman? I don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of how I see things. It's just a play, and you just got to follow the flows of the money. Where's the flow? Where's the money flowing? The money is definitely flowing into these corporate treasuries. I mean, see or no, right? They're flowing into these corporate treasuries. Webull, XRP Webull is what 425 million raised. you know, you know, and they all want that exposure, right? They all want the exposure. And some, even though when they can't hold it, you're right, Rick, even when they're able to hold it, they're more comfortable with the traditional product, the institutions. We all say hold the asset if you can hold the asset for sure. But this play, again, this is realizing that the corporate treasury stock is outperforming the underlying asset, right? So even if they can hold the asset, they're going to want exposure to the corporate treasury stock because it's outperforming the asset and it's a product that they're familiar with, right? So you think about the convertible notes, the share issuance. These are things that they are familiar with and they've seen the playbook. The playbook is out, right? The playbook is out. And so a diversified portfolio surely is going to look like holding the underlying asset when they're able to, and obviously the stock. You know, I don't know what the NAV's going to look like, how the NAV's going to work. I don't know how they're going to work the convertible notes. I don't know if they're going to be able to do bonds. But when you think about XRP and you think about that XRPL, what do you think? Don't you think there's going to be a bond play? Don't you think there's going to be a notes play in this? I kind of think so. And this is what TradFi loves. They're going to love those plays. So between the XRPL and its prowess that's coming for the things that they're going to be doing and what Flare is doing, that's kind of what it's feeling like, you know? That's kind of what it's feeling like. I don't know if it filled. Buying a little bit of a dip. Hopefully it fills. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm seeing it, Rick. What's commercial paper now on XRPL? Yeah, I saw that, David, about that commercial paper from Guggenheim. Guggenheim on the XRPL was how many million was that? 80 million, 100 million? I forget what that was. I forget what that number was. Oh man, what happened there? A little delay. So again, what are you guys thinking? What do you guys? Let me know in the comments here. What do you think? Is this awesome news for FLR holders with what Vivo Power is doing? I think it is outstanding news. What do you guys think? Let me check. Somebody said FLR was up 5%. Um, do this. Let me check that for you guys. FLR. Checking the price. So I think this is massive news. It's like this is like an emergency broadcast. The fact that they're deciding and they went into a partnership agreement, if you will, to Vivo Power to launch their XRP holdings and participate in the F asset system on Flare networks, using Firelight protocol for it looks like for staking. It's a big deal, and if we're early to these staking things, we're gonna have access to it as well. Don't forget that as XRP holders. Yeah, big deal. Man, Flare is $1 billion market cap. Yeah, 1.2 here. I thought at the point. Well, that's close enough. Just waiting for this thing to catch here. So that's again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think this is really big news for Flare Networks. And again, I know I'm thinking out loud on the corporate treasury strategy. I saw the Bitcoin holders, especially the maxis. I mean, just leverage MicroStrategy. Yeah, and they did it in a way to get more Bitcoin, by the way. But I'm trying to get the numbers here. 3.5% up versus Bitcoin, 4.1% up. So it's always interesting to see uh, that all-time high at one time was 15 cents in 2023. 15 cents. You get one institutional player coming on, it's gonna start that snowball effect. Yeah, so it's 4% essentially up in the last 24 hours or so. It's gonna start a snowball effect, I think. And I think once we get that distribution of those FLRs, it kind of gets done in January. I think the price discovery is going to be pretty massive. It's 280 million. There's 280 million for the commercial paper Guggenheim on the XRPL, says David O'Coin. So, yeah, this is definitely big time stuff. I can't wait to see Firelight protocol actually live and up and running. Um, Being able to stake XRP, being able to use FXRP and liquidity pools, all of these things are going to be it's going to be really awesome for the Flare network ecosystem for XRP holders for sure. Once people understand um, how it all works, non-custodial network, it's going to be really good. You know, pull your stuff off when you want. Uh, Yeah, it's going to be really good. I think people are sleeping on Flare, and that's great. That's what we want. How many people knew about Casper? I had one person check in, said they exited all their Casper for FLR. I think that was the first person checking in. Yeah, Dennis Newman. Dennis Newman said, "Hello, CJ. Just switched my Casper for FLR." Not financial advice, guys. Make sure you do your own homework, do your own due diligence. Go to flare.networks, read up about it, read about the enshrined protocols, read about this layer one EVM blockchain, which I believe personally that Flare Networks is becoming the promise of what Ethereum hoped to be. I really do believe that. That's what I believe. And we're gonna find out for sure. That's what I believe. Pookie Pookie says we really got lucky with FLR with Flare Networks. Yeah, we're blessed, right? And remember, they reached out to XRP holders. You see what I'm saying? So people want to XRP holders are a little sad, a little bummed out, a little depressed. Not getting the price action that a lot of people had hoped. Um, but things are starting to turn around. XRP 5 is going to be big. Um, I think people are severely underestimating the desire for corporates and institutions to get involved in the XRP ecosystem. I think people are just kind of like I think they're sleeping on it. Um, the level of interest and desire to get into the XRP ecosystem, I think, is bigger than what people think. That's right. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, David. David says want Flare to stay asleep until January when the airdrop stops. Yeah, I think that's when we see that price discovery, whatever week in January 2026. And I don't know if it's still going to be under 2 cents, probably, but I don't know. I don't know, but probably. Again, um, I don't know, but uh, Vivo Power, if it's 2.5x in the price of XRP, there's some liquidity. There's some liquidity there to make purchases, right? I know the Bitcoin OGs, the maxis, I should say, were leveraging MSTR and its outperformance. And they were cashing that in and they were buying more Bitcoin. So, I mean, you make your own decisions what you want to do when you got outperformance. I was 180% up on my coin. I'm out. See you later. But I didn't go out and go you know, buy a new timepiece. You know, I you know, I did personally, did the Vivo Power thing. That's just me. That's just what I'm seeing. High risk, high rewards where I'm seeing it. So, um, I shared the just prices and stuff for the different assets. MicroStrategy, SBET. SBET is like $33 right now. That's Ethereum and Slant consensus play on this strategy. And I don't know if people got a certain kind of feeling. Maybe XRP holders won't participate in that. um, but Solana, I didn't look at the prices of Solana and what that is as well. I have to look into that as a diversification because I'm a believer in the Solana ecosystem. So maybe I'll look into that. But that's the word on the street, fam. I wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you guys checking in. Vivo Power, Flare Networks partnership agreement. It's a big deal in my opinion. We're going to see how it plays out. This is going to be awesome. Win Firelight. Hugo Filion, win Firelight. When is that thing? When is this Firelight protocol going to be live so we can participate um, as well? I just got to tell you, you know, it's cool to keep your stuff secure, but I'd love a certain portion for me, 1, 2, 3%. I don't know, 5%. Who knows? To be able to earn some yield in a safe, non-custodial manner. Yeah, that's exciting. And getting some yield for doing it. And what are they calling these things? ASVs? I forget what they're calling the entities that you'll be staking with and helping to provide security for those things. What is it called? ASVs? I forget what it's called, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome with a capital A, baby. I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome with a capital A. So people getting excited about this ability to be able to stake. Hugo speaking twice, probably on a panel one of those times, but he announced the XRPL. He announced the staking for XRP in the Firelight protocol. Announced that at the Apex. Yeah, so I think it's a good day to be an XRP holder and an FLR holder for sure. It's a great day, without question. So listen, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. If you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in, that would be awesome. That would be really, really, really cool if you guys could do that. Again, we always like to have just so many likes as we got viewers in the stream. So it'd be very cool if you guys could do that. And again, if you're in that 55% or so people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, if you'd like to get more updates on all things Flare Networks and XRP, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.